You're watching Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Senior, filling in today for Thomas Mott, coming to you from enemy territory from the Chat Sports studios in Dallas, Texas. And we have some breaking news to get to pertaining to the Philadelphia Eagles and a man named Dallas. Dallas Goedert and the Eagles have agreed to terms on a contract extension that's going to keep one of the best young tight ends with the Philadelphia Eagles for the next several years. Mike Garafolo of the NFL Network reporting this early on Friday morning. Eagles and tight end Dallas Goedert reached agreement on a 4-year contract extension, sources say. The deal ranks top 3 amongst tight ends on an average per year basis. Goedert, who is slated to be a free agent, is now under contract with Philadelphia through 2025. As for how much money Goedert is going to make with this contract extension, Adam Schefter of ESPN tweeting out this compensation update. Eagles gave Dallas Goedert a 4-year, $59 million contract extension that includes $35.7 million guaranteed per source. And when you go back several weeks ago to when Eagles general manager Howie Roseman traded away Zach Ertz, the best tight end in the history of the franchise, to the Arizona Cardinals, this is why Howie traded away Zach Ertz, a polarizing figure and one of the best players in the history of the franchise, but a key cog to that Super Bowl team back in Super Bowl 52, because they understood that going into this offseason, Dallas Goedert needed to be re-signed. He's one of the young pillars for this franchise as this organization undergoes somewhat of a rebuild, and that rebuild seems to be on a fast track right now. It's a little bit of a hybrid balance. Howie Roseman has looked at this roster, he's canvassed it and said, okay, we have a couple of young pieces that we want to keep with this team for the future, and in the process, we think that we can compete in the NFC East and the NFC playoff picture while also retooling this team, Dallas Goedert, a part of that. So this is why you subscribe to the channel. You go to youtube.com/Eagles Now. Whatever happens with this team, breaking news, rumors, reactions, we have you covered, so hit that red subscribe button down below. With Dallas Goedert, we've always seen potential with him since getting drafted in the second round out of South Dakota State. Next up for him is consistency, because really his career up to this point has been somewhat up and down. You see the flashes of him being a dominant force. He's really good as a blocker, very good as a pass catcher, especially going right down the seam, going on some quick routes into the flat. But with Goedert, you want to see the consistency there, because right now he is going to be paid as one of the highest paid tight ends in the National Football League among some really quality names. And on an average annual value basis, Dallas Goedert, the second highest salary. Now, of course, George Kittle, Travis Kelce, some of these other tight ends have signed deals long-term worth more money. But on a year-to-year basis, as Mike Garafolo had pointed out, Dallas Goedert now number 2. Of course, the market is going to change over time, so Kelce, Kittle, Mark Andrews, some of these other tight ends in the future could make more money on a year-to-year basis than Dallas Goedert's $14.7 million salary, but this is part of the genius of Howie Roseman. How has he done a great job with scouting talent in the NFL draft and in free agency? Not necessarily all the time, but in terms of financials, in terms of looking ahead, having foresight with where the market is going, he's very, very smart in that degree. He's doing the same with Dallas Goedert, paying him right now in hopes that in the future, that $14.75 million figure isn't going to be all that much money, and that value is going to be phenomenal. Once again, this is why you subscribe to Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. Whether it's Thomas Mott reacting to Eagles breaking news or me from the Chat Sports studios, we always have you covered. Philly stand up. I'm a Westchester native. Love talking about the Bird Gang, so hit that red subscribe button right now, and let's get to 22,000 subscribers. As for what Goedert has done this year, he's been good. First several weeks of the season, Nick Sirianni trying to feel his way for what this Eagles offense was. They put the ball in the hands of Jalen Hurts a lot and forced him to throw. The last several weeks, though, Jalen Hurts' game has gone to the next level. A big part of that, they've started to prioritize throwing to the tight ends. They've started to prioritize running the football. They've realized they have one of the best offensive lines in the league, and with that, this offense has started to open up. 39 targets, 29 receptions up to this juncture of the season for Dallas Goedert. Of course, he took that nasty hit to the head from Justin Simmons last week in that win against the Denver Broncos. Nick Sirianni saying this week he expects Goedert to play and suit up at Lincoln Financial Field against the New Orleans Saints as Philadelphia looks to tally their first home win of the season. And really, Dallas Goedert, with the numbers and the production that you've seen this year, with what he's able to do in the run game, he can be one of the top tight ends in the National Football League. Right now, so many tight ends are hybrid guys. Dallas Goedert is one of those, and he brings so much value to this Eagles offense because of his ability to block at an elite level like a Rob Gronkowski, but also run routes like a George Kittle or a Travis Kelce. The Eagles are building for the future, and that's very clear with what I said earlier with this hybrid rebuild where they're looking at a situation right now where they have Jalen Hurts, who in terms of starts is still quote-unquote a rookie quarterback. Nick Sirianni, an inexperienced and first-year head coach. There are some veteran players on this roster who are signed long-term and key contributors right now, but what Howie Roseman is doing is he's looking into the future and saying, okay, which young key players can we have to be a part of this core to compete right now, but also have us in playoff contention for the next several years as we try to bring back yet another Lombardi trophy, because that parade a few years ago in Philly was certainly popping off. So to say congratulations to Dallas Goedert with him securing the bag with this monster contract extension, this is what I want you to do right now. Get into the comment section, show Dallas some love, and type "Bagman" right now. Speaking of securing the bag, you can do so with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. They are the presenting sponsor for today's Breaking Philadelphia Eagles video. Just head to chatsports.com/EaglesBet, enter the promo code EAGLES125, and by signing up using that link and that promo code, you get a 125% deposit bonus, meaning you put $100 into your account, you get an additional $125 back. This line between the Eagles and the Saints all week has been pretty fascinating. Now, the Saints, really good as a run defense, really good as a road underdog, but the Eagles right now, kind of 1-point favorites at Lincoln Financial Field. The over-under set at 43. So if you want to lay some lettuce down on this matchup, you can do so. Once more, chatsports.com/EaglesBet. Enter the promo code EAGLES125. Let's continue to break down this Dallas Goedert contract extension and take a look at some of the key young bulls on this Philadelphia Eagles offensive side of the ball. And I like what Howie Roseman has working at his disposal right now. Each of the last few weeks, Jalen Hurts has taken massive steps forward. He's only 23 years old. Over the last month, Devontae Smith has been Pro Football Focus's highest graded wide receiver. The top 10 pick out of Alabama has been balling out in his rookie year. He's only 23. Miles Sanders supposed to come back against the Saints this week. We know that he has explosion as a running back. Let's hope that last couple of weeks with the Eagles ground game getting going, Miles Sanders can also get going coming off that ankle injury. Now you have Dallas Goedert locked up for the next couple of years. He's only 26 years old, and Jordan Mailata, the stud left tackle, signed to a contract extension back several weeks ago. He is only 24. Let's hope that Jalen Reagor can also get going as a former first-round pick as well. The point here, a lot of key young offensive weapons for the Philadelphia Eagles that are going to be a factor for this offense under Nick Sirianni for the next couple of years. Speaking of Jalen Hurts, I thought last week, especially in the first half, it was his best game as a professional quarterback. Was very quick to process in the pocket, showed very good pocket feel. When he needed to run, he did. But what I love from Jalen Hurts, the accuracy, the timing, the anticipation, and he didn't look to run when the pressure got home. Instead, he climbed up in the pocket, had some of that elite pocket movement, 16 of 23, a couple of touchdown passes to Devontae Smith, as that 1-2 punch continues to come to fruition as one of the best in the National Football League. You're seeing moments of growth with this young team. That's why I'm excited about the Philadelphia Eagles moving forward. Dallas Goedert, a part of the equation moving forward after signing that aforementioned contract extension this morning. So before we get out of here, it's prediction time here on Philadelphia Eagles. Now, who you got in this game on Sunday from the link? It's going to be a packed crib in South Philly. Type NO for the Saints, PHI for the Eagles. I'm riding with the Bird Gang.